I'm Barb from Sugar Coated Nanograms. Today I'd like to take some of the mystery out of making French macarons. There'll be a link to the complete recipe and instructions at the bottom of the video. I will also include some tips and tricks that I have learned along the way that will make it easier for you. Let's get started. I have all of my ingredients weighed and measured. Start by putting the egg whites, the granulated sugar, and a dash of just regular table salt in your mixer. You want to start your mixer at a low speed and gradually increase it until you're at the highest speed available. You'll beat the egg whites anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes depending on your mixer. You're looking for a stiff, glossy meringue. You want a meringue that fills your beaters about halfway. This is what you want it to look like. You see how there's a lot of meringue in my beater? That's what you want. If you don't have that, then continue beating. So while the meringue was making, I sifted my almond meal and my confectioner's sugar, powdered sugar, in the bowl. First, you need to whisk it together. See, they're just in here. So now I'm just whisking it together to get them mixed up good. And then you're going to take half of your dry ingredients and add it to your meringue. And you're going to start mixing it in. And at first, it doesn't really matter. You don't have to be so careful. You want to deflate the egg whites. So you're just mixing it, just like you'd mix almost anything else. Make sure you get down to the bottom, scrape the bottom and the sides, as you would. And when that's mixed in, you add the rest of it. And so now we'll start being a little more careful. We still want to get it mixed up, but we want to deflate these egg whites. So if you notice, I go around the bowl and I come back and I press my spatula up against the side of my bowl. And that's the technique that works best for me. So you just keep doing that. So you're mixing and you're deflating all at the same time. And periodically scrape your bowl, scrape the bottom. You don't want to leave anything on the bottom of the bowl. And you just keep mixing. This only takes a few minutes to do, generally. I'll show you what you want is something that flows off of your spatula. This doesn't flow, it plops off. So that means I have to continue, and I only ever do it once or twice more and test it again, because when you're at this stage, you're so close to ruining it. So I think that this is about ready. Next we will put the batter into the pastry bag and pipe them. So now we're going to put the batter into our pastry bag. I should have showed you this. You use just a pastry tube with a plain opening, and you can use disposable or washable pastry bags, it doesn't matter. So you push the tube down in there, you twist it, because you don't want the stuff to ooze out. Then I flip it up and stick the whole thing in a bag. Fold the collar down. And put my batter in. And you unfold the collar, you untwist it, and push your batter down. Now we're ready to pipe the macarons onto our cookie sheet. You'll see that I have made a template so that I keep them all about the same size. I just used a medicine bottle. They're about 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches around, and I'm going to try to keep my batter inside that so that, because they will spread a little bit. And you lay your parchment paper over your template and you start piping. So you pick up your pastry bag, you push, and you just kind of flick your wrist a little. Then I just shake what's left down in so that it doesn't ooze all over the place. Once that's done, you lift up, you hold onto your parchment paper and you grab the template and you pull it out. And now we're going to slam it on the counter a few times to get any air bubbles to come to the surface. So it got a few air bubbles popped up, but there's still some under the surface that I can see. You just take a toothpick and just kind of pop them, go around and look. Just pop them a little bit. Now we're ready to put them in the oven. I'll be back when they're done to show you the result. Okay, it's time to just check on them. I'm sure they're not done. They've only been cooking about 9 minutes, but I wanted to show you that they already have started getting their feet, and they're not quite done. And how you know that is, see how the top wiggles like that? That's how you know they're not done. Okay, now I'm going to show you that they're done. You see the tops really don't wiggle anymore. Oops, turn my timer off. And just take them and put them on your cooling rack. Let them cool, and you can pick them up and fill them. Don't forget to visit me at sugarcoatednanagrams.com for more details and more tips and tricks for my baking adventures.